So with the advancement of technology in this world and where we are headed, it seems like the writing is on the wall and everybody can kind of see it if you look close enough. Would you be willing to take a chip into your body or a shot or something into your body that would enable you to be able to transcend into a higher evolved being? My name is Brandon Fogal. This is Evolution. Let's dive into this. So the Bible is clear that at the end of time, there will be a mark of the beast. People will have something put on their hand and in their head that they will not be able to buy, sell, or trade if they do not have it. I don't think the Apostle Paul had a chip in mind. Actually, it would have been the Apostle John writing the book of Revelation. I don't think he had in mind a chip that people were going to have go into the body. He probably didn't know what was going on. He was just seeing something in the future. He knew what was happening and trying to describe it. Now, there's been a debate whether something in your head just describes the way people think, something on your hand describes what you do, and there's all different interpretations of what the mark of the beast is, and I think that it will be very hazy to all Christians, as it has been throughout human history, of what it actually will be. We know it will be something, but I think it's going to catch us all off guard. But with the advancement of AI and just super intelligence everywhere, just permeating everything. And with Neuralink, if you've heard of this, what Elon Musk is pushing forward, and I'm not going to say that Neuralink is the mark of the beast, but you know what? Skynet, the guy who created Skynet and Terminator, he was trying to do a good thing. You all see at the beginning, I Am Legend, we just cured cancer. And, 90 days later, civilization has just plummeted all to the ground. The best things happen, and anything can be twisted and flipped with good intentions, which with Neuralink in itself seems like a great thing. And we're going to take a look at a clip of a video. The very first Neuralink patient, this was about a year ago, who was paralyzed, and he's able to do incredible things by this technology that he's taken into his body. Let's take a look at this.
Well, I haven't had any sort of physical side effects, mental side effects. It's been all positive so far.
So say you want to write me an email. You would talk me through what you would think.
So essentially, I just have cursor control. So I'll go into my email, click around, do whatever I need to do to send
you an
email.
So you go to inbox, start it, you say click, start a new email.
Yeah, I don't have to say anything. It's just I think I want to click, and it clicks.
Wow.
Left click, right click, whatever I want. And then after that, I will either use dictation or I can use a virtual keyboard on my computer screen to type out whatever I want to say. And then again, just click, and it sends.
Nolan Arbol, he's the very first Neuralink patient 0, who got this technology. And this is wonderful. This is an incredible and amazing thing that this happened for him. This is awesome. But it shows you the power of technology and how quick things are evolving and moving into stratospheres that we have no comprehension of what is on the horizon. Because wouldn't you want to do this if you could be plugged in? Just think if you're like Neo off the Matrix and you could be uploaded how to fly a helicopter in a second, know every language in the world in a second. You know martial arts, and it might take a little bit more, maybe 5 seconds. But it gets uploaded into you and you just have this in you. That's kind of where we are headed. It looks like that. If this can happen, and it's not even just theory anymore. It's reality. We're seeing it in front of us. And I think this is wonderful. But the devil is always going to take great things and twist them. And you can kind of see, let me first of all think, if you had the choice of doing this, that you could just plug yourself and you could do it, would you do it? To me, I'm hesitant, but this might be like the previous generation of not wanting to watch TV or thinking that's melting your brain, or being so scared to get on the internet. You don't want to have any information out there about you. Whereas now it's just everybody does that. Everybody does that. And I think our kids, the choices that they are going to be make, I think right now I'm probably I'm the oldie and I'm a little hesitant, but you're almost going to be left behind if you don't do this kind of stuff. If you do not just get Neuralink like injected into you, if you don't receive it into you, if you do not have some type of chip in you, I think it's going to be crystal clear when we get to Mark of the Beast situation. It will be crystal clear for Christians whether you want to sell your soul, and it might be changing your DNA fabric in your humanity, and that is what is going to make you ineligible. Because the Mark of the Beast, when people receive that, it says whoever receives it gets thrown into the lake of fire. It's like they are not eligible anymore for salvation. Have they lost their human nature? They're so far gone at that point once they have it. But so many people in human history have, you can pin it on anything. What do I see it being? And some people will say it's worshiping on Sunday. That's the mark of the beast. Most of Christians in Christian history have worshiped on Sunday. You'll hear that is what the mark of the beast is. There's so many ideas of what it could actually be. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's Neuralink, but it could be a combination of a lot of these things. And when it comes down to the point when the Antichrist is revealed, when he's revealed, I think it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for everyone. When he's actually revealed, it's going to be like, oh, shoot, I wish I would have saw him coming. Oh, boy, that caught me off guard. I think the whole world will be just in awestruck. I mean, you think you're the biggest star out there who you would just be like, you would melt before, like, oh my gosh, I love them so much. This person is going to look so dang good. You wouldn't even have an idea that it could be somebody bad at all. Because he's going to inaugurate something, and it's going to be this 7-year time frame at the very end. And it's going to be at that middle of it that everything's going to go crazy and everything's going to go twisted. Because leading up to that midway point, everything's going to be getting so wonderful and so good. We're going into the golden age, baby. This also brings me to the thoughts of 1984 with George Orwell. And I was just thinking about this the other day. If he would have had in his mind's view of AI technology, that would have just put a lot of the things he wrote in 1984 just to shame. Because in there, they're talking about just listening to radios and it's just everything's watching you and all that. But like AI and where people are going right now, like it is just going to be astronomically different than even George Orwell would have envisioned. And it is an incredible book. It's an ominous book of what humans are always trying to do and always trying to fundamentally change history and change what we understand of how we got here and changing the news daily so it fits the narrative, changing the way people think. And if you step out of line, you are immediately in the most horrendous way possible eliminated. And so that's always been in dictators' hearts. That's always been in people, tyrants' hearts, that they want to have control over the masses and do in just awful things. But as we get to more like scandalous ways of being able to implement the deepest, darkest desires of humanity's heart. I mean, imagine Hitler had this technology. So in the future, we are going to be thinking, it's going to be like super warfare going on that's going to be happening. Because these like tyrants that have the disposable like technology at their fingertips that they can do whatever they want. If you give someone the ability to literally change the way they're thinking, you're going to plug something into somebody's mind. And I mean, it helps them short, near future, but you're going to be able to radically change how they think and what they do and what they want and their desires. I mean, imagine just putting something into your brain that was made in China, that was made in some place that, that we're not as comfortable with a place. But everything we have is from overseas. It is from other places in this world. They're the ones making this technology, and we just trust that it's safe. But imagine this technology, and this is going to come from the worst of human beings, the worst that humanity has to offer, and them being able to create something and not only just put it in front of you and have it be a device that you hold in your hand, but be injected into your bloodstream, injected into your brain, so that it has the potential of changing the way that you think or do. Because that is what it seems like. Just like at the beginning of the Bible, there was this egregious warfare that was happening between giants, the Nephilim, and humanity. And it seems like true-blooded, like I was going to say Americans, not Americans, humans were losing their ability to be humans. And they were being absorbed into this hybrid of angelic beings that are fallen angels, just cohabitating with women and just taking over the human race, just fundamentally just squelching that idea of real humans. It seems like the evil angelic realm had lustful desires about us, that they were jealous. And who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? These angels are such higher, much more loftier beings, and they see that God creates humans out of dust, the dirt. But then he bestows on them this great honor that he didn't bestow on the angels. And when the angels sinned, they didn't get a chance to repent and come to salvation. That was only given to humanity. And that the Son of God in human flesh, he became a man. He became a human. He didn't become an angel. That just should show you how important you are to God. That not only that he didn't just, when you sinned once, throw you into eternal fire, but he gives you every day a time to come back to him, a time to repent. I don't think we take sin seriously enough. I definitely do not take sin seriously enough, because if I did, I don't think I would ever do it again. I would be so scared. If I literally saw the being that I am sinning against, that I am doing wrong to right before me, that's why there is this veil that is over our eyes that allows us to have a little freedom, have a little space to carry out what's in our heart. But if we saw God, who we were sinning against, and the extreme nature of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, having to go to the cross and pay for that sin, I don't think we would ever do it again. And I think that is almost the divine realness of what it's going to be when we are in his presence. It's like, we can sin now. How are we not going to sin in heaven? Or how, when Jesus comes back, how are we not going to sin anymore? I think we're going to be it's going to be front and center. You're more scared of, sometimes it feels like we don't do things just because we don't want to get in trouble. And if someone's out of the room, we're okay about talking about them. We're about gossiping. We're okay about doing something that otherwise might not be, we wouldn't do right in front of their face, And I think the Christian mindset is we're truly, in reality, always before the face of God. We just don't see it. But there's a lot there. Where Neuralink is taking us, I think it's just going to be a link in the chain of events that is going to implement this reality. And I'll end it with this because I wanted to read this from Revelation. This is where it talks about that people, if they do not have this mark on them, they will not be able to buy, sell, or trade. This is talking about the false prophet. There's the beast, and then the false prophet comes along, and it makes everybody worship the image of the beast. It says, also it causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is Brandon Fogal. I do this every day at 7 a.m. Central Time. All right, stay safe out there, everyone, and be on watch, because I don't think we understand what's coming down the pike. So just always be ready, be vigilant. Have a good day.